everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to do a quick sit down because I saw this situation being talked about on Twitter, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention because BIPOC authors are expected to show these very vocal activist characters on page. A lot of the hyped books that we see often do have these types of characters, but the authors who are actually writing them are probably the least vocal people in the industry. They're not the ones who are usually at the forefront of pushing for change, of pushing for our voices. Usually the ones that you're seeing get a lot of the promotion are the ones who kind of like fall in line and don't stir the pot. So when authors are just as passionate off page as they are on page, it usually is a problem for publishers. And that's what happened here in the case of Xiran, who is the author of Iron Widow, and their book is currently being delayed by their publisher because of their vocal support for Palestine. So they did a series of tweets. I'm just going to read them off to you. Another day with no communication from my publisher. Can everyone ask at Tundra Books to give me my line edits so I can start working on them properly and get Heavenly Tyrant out within 2024? To be fair to my publisher, HT was never going to be pubbed in April. For the past few months, I was in no mood to work much on it, instead of doing advocacy for Palestine and going to rallies. But at the start of the year, I was told it was still possible to make a December 2nd release, except my editor's poor handling of my concerns about a Zionist author of his made me request another one. Though I said I'm willing to finish the line edits with him to stay on schedule for 2024. I knew he had done at least 90K of the line edits, yet for almost a month now, they've refused to give me any of the edits or settle the editor change, so I'm basically left in limbo and wasting precious time, and will probably miss the chance to keep the book in 2024, even though it's perfectly possible. No one wants to get into a spat with their own publisher in public, but I'm beyond frustrated knowing the line edits exist, but I'm being prevented from working on them at such a critical juncture. It's not like I'm refusing to work with my editor for this because I said I will. And then just the rest of the thread is basically asking you to pre-order to let them know this book needs to stay on track and release. So because oftentimes these publishers try to push back so they can kind of push the book off the schedule completely. And this really spoke to me because I've heard so many stories about BIPOC authors who are really about that life and speaking out in like the same way their characters speak out on page. They're often punished for it. I know people who have been in limbo with a terrible editor and they're not able to get another editor. Like for whatever reason, sometimes people don't get along with their editor doesn't like how vocal they are, and they use that against them by pushing back their book, by holding up edits, by making the process extremely hard and frustrating for them. And it's not something that's really talked about too much, like authors whisper about it behind the scenes, but most people don't want to shake up the pot. The big authors we always see heralded, they're the quiet ones. They have probably the most power, but they're the least likely to use it. So it often falls on the smaller authors to use their little bit of platform to try and make a difference. And Xiran is one who has been very, very vocal about numerous issues in the past, just recently with the Kate Corain incident where that author was review bombing BIPOC authors. Xiran was exposing them and really pushing for the publisher to do something about that. And so a lot of times editors will see those authors as the troublemakers and a lot of authors who are in a good space, who don't want to shake the table, will kind of ostracize them because they don't want to be associated with those types of people, because you know they're in the good place, sitting happy and high as a bestseller. So I think this is just something that we all need to be aware of. We need to go show support for Xiran, but we also need to do what we can to support other BIPOC authors who are very vocal on spaces like Twitter or Instagram or TikTok about their beliefs. Especially since we claim to love these type of strong-willed characters, we claim to be wanting to see people speak up and use their voice. We need to also use our voice and do what we can. So if you can go and at Tundra Books and demand for them to release this book at the end of 2024 like they're supposed to, that would be very much appreciated. I'm going to keep this brief. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!